Home buyers are finally fighting back these ridiculously high home prices and high mortgage rates. Nationwide, nearly 60,000 home purchase applications fell through because of the buyer backing out. And a lot of that is due to higher mortgage rates. They've been hovering over 7% for the past couple of weeks, and that's been scaring a lot of home buyers. We thought that home buyers are used to this percentage now, and this housing market is going to continue on strong, but it seems like home buyers are now being like, no, I'm not going to deal with this high mortgage rate, and on top of that, these higher prices. Let's take a look here. As you all can see this chart, of course it spiked during when the pandemic first hit, and then it spiked when the Fed started hiking interest rates a lot last year, and now it's coming back to that level that it did last year. And this is alarming because we thought people have been used to seeing 7%. Like, why are things changing? But the thing is that people are not used to 7% interest rates. People are not used to higher home prices. Now, I wouldn't blame it as much on the mortgage rate, but more on the home prices, right? And of course, home prices are high because inventory levels are low. And I think people will be glad or be fine with getting a mortgage rate at 7-8% as long as the home price is affordable, because these higher mortgage rates are supposed to lower home prices, but it hasn't been happening because inventory levels. But I think this is very telling because it shows that people who've been seeing these higher mortgage rates for the past year are still canceling their contracts, right? And they're still fighting back and being like, hey, I'm not going to do that. And hopefully that brings more inventory up. Hopefully that brings sellers to put down their prices, because I understand last year the interest rate hike was kind of alarming. The Fed was just increasing the rates by 75 basis points like every other month. That was the first initial shock. But now that it has been a year now and it's still around 7%, and you see this type of activity happening on the home buying side, I think it's telling. I think this will last much longer. I don't think, as long as these rates stay around 7%, I don't think we're going to see a big drop. I think this is going to only increase or stay around the same unless home prices go down or the Fed lowers the Fed rate. This realtor quoted, hey, by the way, you all, make sure you all subscribe to this channel. I make videos about real estate, about investing, about all things economy, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. This realtor said, I've seen more home buyers cancel deals in the last 6 months than I've seen at any point during my 24 years working in real estate. That is telling from a realtor seeing that like in the last 24 years. So buyers get sticker shock when they see their high rate on paper alongside extra expenses for maintenance, repairs, and closing costs. Many of them would rather back out, even if it means losing their earnest money. A lot of sellers are also willing to let buyers slip away because they don't want to concede to repair requests. And so you still have this fight from the sellers being like, oh no, I'm not going to do all this stuff. I'll find another person who will just pay just as high for this or the repairs needed on this property. And because of the inventory levels, they may be able to find buyers like that. But I'm liking that the buyers are pushing back a little bit more, right? And they're saying, hey, I can't afford this. I'm not going to own a home right now. I'm going to rent for a little bit. I do want to own a home, but these prices are ridiculous. Looking at August medium sale price, we're at $420,000 for a medium sale price. If you look at here, this chart that they have, go to medium sale price right here, you have this right here. It says $379 for their metro area medium sale price. And so this is a good gauge too, just looking at the overall prices throughout the year. But medium sale price United States. So that's a 3%. We're still above last year. It's probably keeping up with the rate of inflation. What else? We're down with pending sales, down with homes sold. All homes for sale is down, so listings are down. Month of supply is down. Average 30-year mortgage rate. So we're at around 7.07%. Medium sell price has been up, of course, it increased. Then it went down a little bit early 2023, but shot back up, which is unfortunate. Buyer demand is below pre-pandemic levels, but no longer in free fall. Buyer demand is back to normal levels, it seems like. That's good, but I think it needs to go lower in order to increase supplies. And let's look at the active listings that they have here. So if I go down here, look at active listings. Active listings is down 18% right now, which is ridiculous. So, home prices will never go low unless this goes higher, which is unfortunate for a lot of people. But that's what we're dealing with at the moment. And so active listings, you see, it's just downward trend, boom, 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 drop. Increased a little bit last year because people were getting good prices, and then it started to drop. All right, so let's look at the different cities being affected the most. So pending sales fell 70% in Boise, Idaho, year over year, more than any other metro Redfin analyzed. Next came Hartford, Connecticut, another town in Connecticut. Only 2 metro saw increases, Rochester and McAllen, Texas. The smallest decline was Detroit. All right, closed sales. Connecticut closed home sales dropped 25.9% year over year, more than any other metro Redfin analyzed. Next came Stockton, then you have Washington, Las Vegas, Florida, and then Phoenix. Prices. Medium sale prices rose most for a year earlier in New Jersey, Miami, these different places. Austin is down and Fort Worth, Texas is down. New listings fell most for Hartford, Pennsylvania, all these places, but it rose in these areas. So McAllen is on the come up, it seems like, people are moving to McAllen. Maybe the prices are attractive. Active listings fell most from a year earlier in Boise, Idaho. I mean, that's why pending sales are down 70% because they don't have as much listings, especially affordable listings. And then you have these different places. Competition in Rochester, 77.1% of homes sold above their final list price. That's the highest share among metros Redfin analyzed. Next came Hartford. So a lot of these northeast cities that are outside these major cities like New York City, Boston, a lot of those surrounding cities, people like to live. People are going to because you can find affordable housing and they're somewhat near a major city. All right, so the shares were lowest in Florida because Florida home prices are ridiculous still. They still haven't come down. They may hardly sell above list price. Speed, the fastest market was Grand Rapids. That name is telling for speed, right? Grand Rapids, fastest. Where the typical home went under contract in less than 7 days. Cincinnati, then Seattle. Even though Seattle is going down since their listing is down, they've been selling super fast. Slowest market, New Orleans, because all of the natural disaster, Honolulu, natural disaster, and West Palm Beach, natural disasters. And then you have the medium sell price, things of that nature. Now, home purchase cancellation. This is what we talked about earlier in the video, talking about what's happening with home cancellation, how we had 60,000. So what market had the most cancellation? What do you think? I would think maybe spots in Florida because home prices are super high still. I think spots in the Pacific Northwest. And I would say those places where medium home sale prices are high. Let's see. Okay, pending sales that fell out of contract as a percentage of overall sales. All right, so we have August and we have July and we have 2022. All right, so some of the highest we have Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, it's still pretty high. Let's see. In Florida, okay, Florida, see that amount that fell. Right, higher price areas. Okay, Nevada right here. It's right here in New York. Highest, Florida again. I think with Florida, people say, oh, it's affordable. And then when they realize it's just as expensive as West Coast cities and states, maybe I shouldn't. California, places with high price areas in Florida. Yeah, it's very interesting. I predicted this. I know my stuff. Who are you all on these home cancellations and what you see happening in the housing market? What do you think of median home sale price? What are you doing differently? What do you think needs to change in order for housing to be more affordable? Make sure you all like, subscribe, and comment down below.